Sup, YouTubers? Your Growth Survivor here. And I'm just making this real quick because I just wanted to go over something. I heard that kook, Chosen One, saying that addiction was a disease and comparing it to diabetes and cancer. And yeah, alrighty, buddy. Sure. Sure it is, buddy. Nobody falls off the wagon and goes on a bender of cancer or diabetes. Okay? The initial desire to try something that, like, okay, so we all watch these shows about cancer and we all watch these shows about heroin, right? Now, I don't know about you, but if it was up to me, right? Neither one of them look good. I wouldn't choose either one of them. But guess what? I didn't choose cancer, but I also never chose heroin. Okay? See how that works? See, I saw something that could, take your life and, in different situations growing up, movies, read about it, seen people like that, right? And said, oh, I don't want either one of those. So I was able to make the decision not to do heroin, right? But I didn't get that decision to choose if I, wanted to have cancer. Just got it. That's what a disease is. You understand me? Do you understand me? Just want to read something here. Is addiction like cancer? There is cancer, and those that contend that alcoholism and addiction is just like cancer. Only someone who has not had cancer could spout such a repugnant idea. The CDC reports that cancer fatalities in 2011 were 576,691 and are second only to heart disease. Thus, cancer deaths are 21 times greater than either alcoholism or addiction annually. You getting all this, Tom Reed? Comparing alcoholism and addiction to cancer is like comparing an apple to the planet Earth. It simply does not equate. They are quite literally a world apart. Consider that with alcoholism and addiction, the prescription is to attend self-help 1-hour meetings once or twice a day. Often, the prescription for cancer is radiation treatment that may kill the cancerous cells, but also kills the healthy cells. Another common treatment for cancer is the surgical removal of the cancerous cells from the sufferer's bodies. Sometimes these surgical procedures can be catastrophic, leaving cancer sufferers with missing parts of their bodies, such as their tongues, bowels, intestines, kidneys, parts of their lungs and livers, or so on. Take notes. Take notes on this, okay? People who get cancer do not choose to get it. For example, Cancer sufferers never say, I dabble in cancer, or I only have cancer socially, or if it gets too bad, I'll quit my cancer. Cancer sufferers rarely, if ever, have any choices in the matter. They may have a genetic predisposition to contracting cancer, and or they may have behaviors, such as smoking, that result in the production of cancerous cells, but everyone that smokes does not get cancer. However, it is accurate to observe that everyone who does smoke has a higher probability of developing cancer than those who don't smoke. That said, smoking is not a disease, it's a choice. The resulting cancer is a disease. Currently, cancer is beyond cancer sufferer self-control, but alcoholism and addiction is well within the control of users. Alcoholism and addictions are cognitively chosen behaviors. As such, drug and alcohol users by the millions have stopped using drugs and alcohol permanently. If cancer was just like alcoholism and addiction, and people could just choose not to have cancer, then there would be no cancer. So even the thought of alcoholism and addiction being just like cancer is an affront against the sensibilities of mankind. You hear that, chosen one? An affront against the sensibilities of mankind. You do that a lot. It is clear that alcoholism and addiction are not diseases and are not just like diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. Yet this travesty, believing alcoholism and addiction are just like diabetes, heart disease, and cancer, pervades every nook and cranny of American society, inexplicably, including such segments as the medical community, the intellectual, educational community, and the public media. The saturation of this hoax perpetrated on American culture is complete and is perpetrated by the state and federal government, by the medical establishment, by the drug and alcohol treatment industry, entertainment industry, education establishment, news media, and by the pharmaceutical companies. That making sense to you? You get that, right? They say it's a disease, then they can keep giving all kinds of shit to these people, right? Yet they want to legalize drugs. Oh, hmm, hmm. It's funny. I've never seen them ponder legalizing cancer. Crazy, isn't it? Even more remarkable is that all credible research and immutable evidence refutes the disease theory of alcoholism and addiction. In a slightly modified version of St. Augustine's famous quote, right is right, even if only a few are saying it. Wrong is wrong, even if nearly everyone is saying it. You want me to dumb that one down for you, chosen one? Right is right, even if only a few are saying it. Wrong is wrong, even if a lot are saying it. So when a lot were taking your fucking lead and saying my cancer was fake, but oh poor Becky, oh poor Becky, oh poor this one, oh poor that one, ah, ah. Oh, you know what else cancer people don't have? Enablers. They don't have enablers. See, I could see how where you fucking piece of crap, might get that kind of fucking want to push that thought process onto people because to you, I was faking cancer. So of course, if people were to, take pity on me, they'd be enabling my fraud, you fucking loser. Researchers have, for more than 2 decades, studied the origin of the disease theory and the credible science that refutes the disease theory. E. M. Jelinek, an alcoholism researcher and author of the disease concept of alcoholism, professed to prove the disease theory and turned out to be a fraud. You know why? Because his degrees were fraud. His education was a fraud. His conclusion was fraudulent. Nevertheless, state and federal governments, the medical establishment, the drug and alcohol treatment industry, and the entertainment industry, and the educational establishment, and the news media, and idiots like the chosen one still adhere to the fraudulent research reported by E. as being a fraud. Because you're a fucking fraud. You're not a nice guy. Your heart isn't in the right place. It's missing. You fucking dirtbag. Unsuccessful. Failure. Loser. Living in your mother's basement. Loser. Never succeeded at anything in life except turning people's stomach. And, in my opinion, possibly hiding in plain sight. While, maybe knocking off a few people. Just my opinion. I'm not stating that as a fact. It's just my opinion. You sure carry all those characteristics.